Hello and welcome back. My name is Artur Gęszyniec. I was the lead story designer for the first Witcher, and now I'm playing the game 18 years after the release.
I regret that Voltest is away at the summit, but I trust you'll tend to the King's Council.
I assume you've resolved matters with Luvarden as well.
Yes, I made an offer and he accepted. He claims his superiors had similar plans, but we beat them to it. Men can do nothing but talk and then always claim the initiative.
And how is your Witcher?
I should be able to convince him.
Don't overdo it. Geralt can be exceptionally perceptive.
I know. I must get back. I'll contact you when it's all over.
Never let the Witcher guess what you hide from him.
Triss?
Should you be up? I'd rather make sure you've recovered completely.
How?
Don't worry. This won't hurt a bit. Well, you seem to be at full strength. It must be that unusual Witcher's metabolism.
Triss, how did I get here?
Pure coincidence. I was scanning for magic anomalies and happened upon a false trail set by Kalkstein.
You found me in the swamp? What happened there?
I don't know. The alchemist is still there, examining solid stone. But he won't find anything. The greater anomalies are here in Vyzima.
Magic anomalies in Vyzima?
Yes. I'd appreciate it if you could help me figure them out. But back to your health.
I thought I was at full strength.
You misunderstood me. Physically, nothing's wrong. It's your mind that worries me.
Explain.
You raved for hours. I had no choice but to read your thoughts to learn about your injuries and which poisons you took this time.
I'm sure you read beyond that.
I couldn't help it. Your thoughts were quite loud. In any case, I know about your recent adventures.
Can you help me?
Recover your memory? I doubt anyone can, but there's a small chance.
A small chance of what?
From what I saw, I think you would benefit by creating a stable personality.
Meaning?
Geralt, please, this is important.
Just limit the psychobabble.
You need to take a stand on the world's problems. It doesn't matter what position, just that you choose one. A strong identity may help restore your memory.
Can't you just tell me what you saw?
No, I don't want you turning into my vision of Geralt. I want you to decide for yourself who you are, without looking back.
I shouldn't take an interest in the past?
Exactly. Your memory should return in due course.
We'll see.
Geralt.
Okay, there is a lot to unpack here, and as you can see, the start for this third chapter is quite long. We play the cutscene and then start quite a long dialogue, but we needed the player to be aligned and to kick off this chapter because it will be about something else than the previous one. And for now, let's talk about Triss Marigold. In your comments and in many discussions I read on the internet, people were saying that, oh, Triss is too much like Yennefer in the books. She's just a Yennefer stand-in. And in a way, I think she is, but it's not happening because we didn't know how to write her, but because we decided that Triss changed a bit compared to how she was in the books. But she changed as the result of what happened in the books. Because when she was close to Geralt and Ciri and she was friends with Yennefer, but she also played a less important role in the whole political schemes, at least that's how we read her. And when Yennefer disappeared, there appeared the dynamics in the Lodge of Sorcerers changed, and there was sort of a power vacuum. And we thought that Triss decided to step in, that she decided to involve more and more in the grand schemes, in the politics, and because she lost her friend and Yennefer, and the friend had a very strong personality. We thought that Triss also sort of started, that she tries to fill Yennefer's shoes in a way. So she changed in the game world, and we tried to write her as that. And as you could see from the first scene, and we added like those elements to this first cutscene to sort of try to explain the situation to the players who read the books. Triss was talking with an unnamed sorcerer from the Sorcerer's Lodge, and we just wanted to paint a brief picture that there are a lot of important political and magical schemes in the background, and that the Lodge has still some plans for Geralt, and that she's using Triss and her personal connection to Geralt to realize those plans, to put the plans forward. So it puts Triss in this ambiguous position, where on one hand she really cares for Geralt and she's his friend and she's romantically interested in him. But on the other hand, she's an agent of the Lodge and she tries to like serve those both masters, and it's up to us to decide what we think of her about it. And as you can see, we also tried to explain to the player or make it clear to the players that they will get to decide who Geralt is, that they will get to decide how Geralt reacts. And at the same time, we wanted to do it like in the game world. So Triss is saying, you have to create a stable personality. You have to take a stance on the world's problems. And it doesn't matter what you decide, as long as you are consistent, it will be good for you. And that's what we are talking to the players, that they are free to choose, that it is their decision to decide who Geralt will be after the memory loss. And some of you may notice that when Triss is saying, don't look back, don't think about the past, just become who you want to be now. This is a sound psychological advice when you lost the memory and nobody knows how to restore it. But at the same time, there might be hope. Triss may hope that Geralt, forgetting about or not knowing about the past, about Yennefer, that Geralt will develop some feelings for her, for Triss. So it's also slightly ambivalent. And that's what probably will happen. And I think that because we thought that because Geralt was out for a day or two, Triss had time to contact all his friends, and they just agreed not to talk about the past because it's not good for Geralt. He can't access the past, he doesn't remember it, and he needs to move forward. So we tried to do what we could to make this amnesia situation plausible, and to spare ourselves the need to explain all the backstory, and at the same time to explain to the players that they are free to create their own Geralt. Okay, so that's the first part, and now let's go back to the dialogue.
You said something about magic anomalies.
Various things can cause them, but more importantly, they can be the cause of true evil. When I last felt this way, you and a sorceress were trying to capture a genie, destroyed half a city in the process. You probably have no recollection, but a lot hung in the balance.
I don't recall.
I could use your help. I have some magic sensors that need to be placed around Vyzima. They'll help us locate the anomaly's source.
As you can see, Triss is probing how much Geralt remembers, because she was talking about one of the most important moments in Geralt's life, like Geralt's from the books, the moment he met Yennefer. And he said his wish that cemented their two fates together, his and Yennefer's. And Geralt says it doesn't ring a bell. So Triss is sort of safe here he really doesn't remember, and they can move on.
All right, give me the sensors. I'll take care of it.
Always eager to please.
What are friends for?
I saw a perfect wall cavity in the trade quarter near Town Hall. Place one there, a second in the temple quarter near the entrance to the sewers, and the third in Vyzima's cemetery. We'll create a typical Radcliffe triangle. You know, of course, that triangulation is most effective in these cases.
How did you get here?
Long story. When you men went chasing around,
Which proved effective.
by some miracle, I decided to look for Salamandra using unconventional methods.
Any results?
Very good ones. You'll learn it all in due time.
Why not now?
To get this information, I had to agree not to tell you. Patience, Witcher.
Okay, so this is where Triss is talking about the deal she made with the lodge, and the sorceresses agreed to help Triss to locate Salamandra. They probably needed to do this anyway, but they are good politicians. But in fact, they entangled her further into this scheme to observe Geralt and spy on him, because probably the sorceresses are still interested in Ciri, and they still think that maybe Geralt is still a key to finding her.
Who were you talking to through the mirror?
You heard me? Sorceress business. Nothing important.
Sounded serious.
I had to make a few promises to learn about Salamandra.
You could.
Trust me, it was nothing important.
Okay, so that's for now.
See you. Oh, I nearly forgot.
What?
Luvarden, a merchant, wants to see you. He hosts banquets at the new Neracourt.
I don't like banquets.
Important people will attend.
I don't know.
Including Princess Ada, whose curse you lifted. Apparently, she's slightly obsessed with you.
I'll think about it.
I'll be there.
All right, I'm convinced. Maybe I can gather some information there.
6 this evening. Here's the pass that makes you official in the trade quarter.
A pass?
Well, in addition to a quarantine, the authorities of Vyzima have imposed martial law.
How'd I miss that?
It only covers the trade quarter, which you haven't entered.
So how do these passes work?
Only the quarter's residents are allowed to move about. I have a house here, so I was able to get a pass.
So what do I do?
Well, I registered you as residing here. Falsely, of course.
Okay, so as you can see, we really need to give all the key quests of this chapter to the players, so the dialogue just goes on and on. We almost finish, and then Tracy says, "Oh, one more thing," and I don't know if I remember correctly, but probably we wrote some of the dialogues as separate dialogues, and then we realized for this whole structure to work, we have to start them all at once, and we just created this long dialogue scene. We could go on, but I will just like to ask a bit about this identity business.
Listen, about my identity.
Progress already?
I'm still analyzing.
Geralt.
Okay, so we'll probably have a chance to talk with Triss about who Geralt is as he learns who he is now.
What's with the passes?
Well, in addition to a
How'd I miss that?
it only covers the trade quarter.
So how do these passes...
Only the court.
So what do I do?
Well, I read falsely, of course.
Yeah, falsely, of course. Okay, so now officially we started the first quest. We got some new items, new quests, new journal entries, and let's take a look at the journal. So if we only take a look at the quest in chapter 3, we have this posh reception at New Naracourt. It's an inn here, and we already know Luvarden. We have the letter of safe conduct, so there is probably some quest connected to the martial law here, and we have our secondary quest concerning our identity, and perhaps speak with people who once knew me will help me recover my memory. It won't, but good luck. And we have this quest with tracking this magical anomaly. And we also see that Triss Marigold is the second person in the whole Vyzima who sleeps in pajamas. She has her own nightly attire. She and Shani. Everyone else sleeps in their daily clothes. Because creating new versions of a model were very expensive. Okay. Oh, there's a teleport here. Wow. I forgot that, but that's pretty useful. So we were still experimenting with fast travel here. As you can see, this this room, this city residence is pretty lavish compared to how Shani lives. So Triss is, she's a sorceress, she's an advisor to King Foltest, so she's important, has money. Okay, let's take a look at the map. We have some old quests still here, and we have the location of this sensor here. So we have a new town quarter that is for us to uncover. Okay, so let's go and place the sensors. Vyzima Trade Quarter. The better part of town.
You! Stop!
Yes?
Your pass.
You're overdoing it with the passes.
Complain to the king.
He's returned?
No, but all new edicts bear his seal.
Farewell.
Okay, so we know that that King Foltest is still out of town, but someone is giving orders in his name. We can see that the buildings here are slightly different, and we can see new character models like those knights, and the people here are, they have more money.
Armed as you are, I'd stay clear of the guards.
And we can see some street performers here. As you can see, this is the same model, the jester is the same model as those bandits, Salamander bandits who attacked Kaer Morhen, but what you can do. Okay, I think that we'll try and just track this quest on the map, the source quest, and we'll take a quick tour around the Vyzima. As you can see, parts of the town are blocked by this martial law, and the real reason for that is that this part of the city is huge. It's bigger than we had time to populate with quests. The third chapter will be big. It's a big chapter because we have 3 locations open. We have trade Vyzima quarter, the quarter temple, the temple quarter, and the swamp forest. And there are quests on every of those locations. So together it's a lot to do. And we realized we just didn't have time to populate all the city with interesting quests. So we were forced to, or we make a decision to block part of the city, using the martial law as the excuse.
Royal Edict orders a state of emergency for the neighborhood. They've rushed us out without thought of our pay.
So yeah, so we can talk to the soldiers and learn what's happening here. And when we take a look at the map, we can see that quite a lot of the streets are blocked for day-to-day use. And also, I think that this is a good moment. Oh, this gate, do you remember Merchant's Gate? This is the gate to the outskirts of Vyzima. So the first chapter took place here, outside the city. But it's still closed. Because what happened in the first chapter was pretty, or could be pretty, catastrophic. And if we still had to add even more quests, that was outside what we could do. So I think most of this episode will be just walking around Vyzima and talking about stuff that we can see. This is, I remember, because when we started working on the third chapter, the city was already done, the location was already done. So I remember we were just running around the empty city, trying to guess what interesting, or to design what interesting can happen here and there. This is the gate we tried to enter the city and were arrested. So I remember the first time I was running through this empty street, and we were talking, okay, there are probably some merchants here, and we thought, oh, this is big. This is big. And you can see there are many places that you would just love to go. And in the third Witcher, you have the possibility to explore like those parts of the city walls. But here, it's impossible to go further for several reasons. First reason is this, that Aurora engine just doesn't allow a walk mesh over a walk mesh. So if we are standing here, it's impossible in the engine to be standing on those stairs here. But the other reason is that this location is really not designed for the default camera like this, because there are all those roofs and it's very, very narrow. And also, it's too narrow to have like any meaningful gameplay interactions here. Like fight is out of the question. It's just not enough space to play out all the animations. But also, if you are up here, you can see down there. So if we allowed the player to go up to the walls, we would have to face that we have to show this quarter and probably what's outside the wall, and that was just technically not possible in this in the time we had, because usually in games when you are showing a location you're not visiting, is usually just a fake location made from like objects with lower number of polygons. That just looks like the location is probably closer to the camera than it seems. So we would have to make a whole fake outskirts just for those players who decided to go up the walls and look to the other side. So it was easier just to block access to the walls. But I remember we were not very happy about it. But what you can do?
Royal Edict orders a state of emergency for the neighborhood. A monster annihilated a pharmacist and his apprentice at the Merchant's Gate.
Damn, it's hot in this thing.
Okay, and here also a blocked part of the city. Let's take a look at the map. As you can see, there is a lot to do here, but let's go and try to place the first sensor. I really love the feel of the city, and I think that the side effect of the fact that the city or the locations, most of the locations in the game were prepared by artists and not by level designers, is that, okay, it was a challenge to fit the quests in the locations that were already like done, but at the same time they look real because they were based on research on how medieval cities were built. They are full of those nice nook and crannies that sometimes we couldn't take real advantage of, but I think they feel real. They don't feel very gamey to me, and that's because they were cities first and game later. It has its ups and downs. I guess this is salt or maybe sand. I wish it was more interactive, but it still looks pretty cool.
What brings you here?
The best goods in the civilized world.
As you can see, more people here.
Distractions. Of course, get out.
As you can see, more people react to us here. And this guy, he's an alchemist, but he's not Kalkstein, so...
If you're drawn to the secret arts, especially alchemy, you're certain to want my wares.
Do you make potions?
No, I'm a mere merchant.
Okay, so we can buy some stuff here. Oh, a book of minerals. Okay, so we'll probably get some new ingredients. Okay. So as you can see, he's basically Kalkstein, but with a swapped head. So that's what we do from time to time here. First, we use a character or a model for a special character, for an important NPC, and then later, when the NPC already had some time to shine as a unique character, we reuse the body for some commoners. Okay. And now we are nearing the town hall. Oh, there's a bank here. Oh, I thought the door was closed, but if we are here in the... Oh, so this is Vivaldi's bank. If you remember this poor dwarf living in the non-human quarter of Temple Vyzima, he was the owner of the bank before the bank was taken over by humans. And of course we can talk to him, because to talk to him the Geralt has to stay close to him in the engine, and it's not possible because we are on on two sides of this desk here, so we can't approach the character, so the dialogue can be started. Oh well. So here's the bank, and I can tell you the bank will be used in this chapter, because this chapter is more politics and intrigue and less and magic and stuff on high level stuff. Okay, so this is where we can place the sensor, one of the 3 sensors. And when we take a look at the map, you can see that it shows we should go to the cemetery. And when we take a look at the world map, we can see that Vyzima was supposed to have 3 quarters. The trade quarter we are here now, the temple quarter we visited the last time, and the royal quarter here. We were supposed to have it, but it was decided that we weren't able to make it in time. So I will talk about it more later. Now let me just quickly foreshadow the situation. So there was supposed to be the 3rd quarter of the city, but at some point of the production we realized we won't have time to finish it, and we definitely won't have time to populate it with quests, even if the artists were ready on time. Because as you can see, we weren't even able to populate all the trade quarter with quests. So we just kept the gates closed. There is a moment when we visit Foltest Castle here, but in the first very unrealistic plans for the game, because the first plans were extremely unrealistic. Well, looking back, we were supposed to have a 3rd quarter here. Here are the outskirts. Here is the swamp. Here's the swamp tower, and here we can see that is something else. Here's the dike, the location we've already visited, the showcase location, and here's the old Vyzima and the old manor. We've seen those buildings like this old castle stuff from the dike. So, and I remember when I first saw this map in the game, it was quite late in the production, I suddenly realized that all those locations are connected. They are part of a bigger world, because here will be the 4th chapter. It will take place here. They are all around this lake near Vyzima. And suddenly I felt, wow, this is really like, it's not an open world, but this is a world that like exists somewhere. And those locations, they are interconnected, they are related one to another in space. And that was a nice feeling back then. But okay. Let's go back. We won't be rushing to the cemetery, because I still want to take you through the tour through Vyzima. So, from the back is the bank, and from the front, it's a town hall. So, a double feature building. So, there are noblemen and townsmen. As you can see, totally different set of commoner models here in this Vyzima. And those it's just an anecdote. Those walls, there are separate models that we put into like this interior to divide it into smaller parts.
Chimney tax, poll tax, war tax, what else?
Such bureaucracy proves our
So people in this setting complain a lot about economy and taxes, just like in the real world.
Next, please.
Okay, and here is the door to the bank, but it's locked from this side. And here.
Girls don't get promoted. Fold, glue, stamp, all day.
And here we have a lot of clerks.
At least I'm not a seamstress. Fold, glue, stamp, all day. Good girls don't get promoted. Yes?
Work at town hall?
Unoriginal. You'll have to try harder.
Okay, so It was foreshadowed those good girls don't get promoted a bit, but this is a fluid situation, I guess. I don't know what she wants. Those dialogues, as far as I remember, are randomized, so we just have to probe the water.
You're a naughty girl.
Naughty girls get the cleverest ideas.
I'm getting some pretty clever ideas myself.
Not so fast. Where's my gift?
What's your whim?
Guess what naughty, spoiled girls like best?
Oh. Okay. Let's say if we have anything. Maybe a ring?
A mere bauble. Only gemstones interest me.
Okay. So probably we'll have to find a gemstone. We don't have any. As far as I remember. Oh, we have a sapphire. Let's see. Yeah, but I have no idea which one of those girls. Okay, we'll have to reload the scene for her to forget our conversation.
Bureaucracy breeds corrupt.
Okay. I really like the city. Yeah, it's a bit foggy, and but the architecture is slightly different from the temple quarter. People here they just have more money. I know that I'm repeating myself, but I really like how real this town or the city looks or feels to me. I like architecture, and a lot of buildings here, they were based on some serious research.
Yes?
Work at town hall?
Unoriginal. You'll have to try hard.
You're a naughty girl.
Naughty girls get the...
I'm getting some pretty clever ideas myself.
Not so fast. Where's my gift?
What's your whim?
Guess what naughty, spoiled girls like best?
Okay.
A mere bauble. Only gemstones interest.
What? That was a sapphire. Okay. So I think we'll need, I don't know, a diamond or something like this. Okay. Yeah. Here we have some generic maps. And okay. So and the Temeria coats of arms. Oh.
That cute Clark winked at me, see that?
Okay. We're not engaging in dice playing. We're just here to place the sensors and see the whole temple trade quarter available. Okay, so we'll just see this part and then we'll move on probably to the cemetery. A few weeks ago, my mother was cleaning the house and she found a precious thing, a small publication from 2007, from just before the game's release, a publication by CD Projekt Red, promoting the upcoming Witcher game. And you can see how back then how games were promoted, but what I liked most about it is that there were those small, not even interviews, but the Witcher team was introduced there. Well, a selection of people working on The Witcher, myself included, and each of us just wrote a paragraph about working on the game, and these are pretty rare This is a pretty rare insight into how we saw the game and the work back then, and they are pretty unfiltered. CD Projekt Red was not like this big company it is now, so they were not so strict about controlling the communication. And I will link... I wrote a newsletter about it, so I will link it in the episode descriptions if you're interested. But why I'm talking about it now? Because Dominik Redmer, who was responsible for how the locations look, he was talking there about how this part, like this quarter, because the whole location is one model, and the model they were working in 3D Studio back then, like this 3D software, 3D modeling software, and the part of town was so big that 3D Studio had problems opening it, and it was a really pain in the neck for them, because everything, well, you know, the people, small decorations, the cards, they are added later, but all the main structures, all the houses, all the texturing and light maps, they were made in 3D Studio, and these locations were pushing on the limits of this modeling software back then. So yeah. But I think it was worth it. I really like how it turned out.
And what's that?
Oh, I know this guy.
Greetings, Witcher.
The outskirts cramping you?
I was ordered back to Vyzima. King Foltest is returning soon. In the meantime, I reward those who tend to public nuisances.
Public nuisances?
Rewards for monsters. Got anything?
What pays well?
A huge wolf has appeared in the swamp, and the locals claim wyverns steal their children.
Wyverns don't hunt humans without provocation.
Locals, nothing but trouble. They probably tried to drive the wyverns off.
Tell me more.
Ask.
As you can see here, we foreshadow to the player that the monsters setup on the swamp changed a bit to warn the player and to make them interested in new challenges.
Farewell.
Okay. And here is the symmetry gate. And for some reasons I don't really remember, the gate is not the gate we see there, but when we click on this little, I don't know, how do you call it, this little door, will be, the locations will reload. Probably the door was, I don't know, maybe it was too narrow or something like this, or this, I don't know, but yeah, we are going to the cemetery. Last times we were here, we were finding the body of our detective friend. And as you can see, the locations changed and the atmosphere changed. The music is different. It looks like there will be a boss fight here at some point. It looks like an arena, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, an Algul. Great. Oh, a Graveir even. So, a new monster. He's big. Okay, we are here to place the sensor. And as you can see, or as you can guess, the quest, apart from progressing the story, is also sort of a sightseeing quest. From the very beginning, we urge the player to walk around and see how those locations are connected, and understand that he has access to the temple quarter as well. So we are shocking the player with how big the game became. That was the general idea. And we know this part of town. As you can see, here it changed. There is a lot of more order knights here, training.
I'm listening.
Why are you here?
I'm wondering about the introduction of martial law. I must prepare my unit. I need other assistance, however.
With what?
People disappearing in the town cemetery. Go investigate.
Is there payment?
Certainly. Besides the order's gratitude.
I'll go look.
I'll pray for you.
Still manning your post?
Work hard, play hard. Any ideas on what to name my new unit?
Oh, I won't be engaging in it.
That's your job.
Indeed, I shouldn't saddle you with work.
I'm not acquainted with monastic names.
I know. Iron Flame.
Dazzling.
Iron Flame. It's decided.
Know anything about the cemetery?
Only that people truly fear to venture there, for ghouls abound. The cemetery cannot be inaccessible to the townsfolk.
Bye.
Okay, so the order is preparing for the martial law, and because we took no stance on what happened in the swamp, Siegfried is still talking to us. Oh, I'll see if I can go and visit Ramsmith, because we didn't do that last time.
Looking for something? All right, go in.
Okay, so I just bribed him. There's no one here. Slightly disappointing, I think. But we missed the chance to talk to Ramsmith when he was a suspect. So, oh well. But it's good to revisit the places we know so well from our investigation. We'll see where the detective, how the detective house looks without him there. Okay, so the proprietor of this venue changed. I guess that's business. Let's see if we meet the dentist. What time is it in the game? He should be home working. That's not a way to conduct your business. Because if I remember, the dentist has some nice quest for us. Like he's collecting teeth of various beasts. And here when we were first exiting the sewers at the beginning of the second chapter, I said this relief looks like it's a part of a quest, and it is. Okay, so I set all the sensors, and now it's time to go back and talk with Triss. But we'll probably try and use the official entrance now without going through the cemetery. Oh.
When will the merchants be allowed back into the city?
And here is the gate to the royal quarter, but it's inactive.
Looking for something?
Farewell.
So as I said, in some other timeline where the Witcher game was planned differently and had bigger budget, we would probably have this royal quarter as well. But then the game would be, I think, too big. It's very big already without all these additional locations. I was hoping to find the guard captain here, but he's not here. So let's go back to the trade quarter. We probably will have some occasions to visit the temple quarter again. I love the music.
I'm exhausted.
Can you see like this animation of pushing people, the commoners? I was talking about it already, but I like this anecdote, so I will repeat. We added it when we played the first Assassin's Creed game, when like pushing through the crowds, it was like top notch there at the time, but we just have like a cheaper version of that, because this animation Geralt is playing is the same animation as opening doors. And as you can see, some NPCs are can be pushed, and some, like the official, they can't be pushed. So yeah. And it's only visible when we are playing in this camera, because in the isometric camera we just find our way without pushing through people. Okay, so Triss lives somewhere here.
Armed as you are, I'd stay clear of the guards.
Okay.
Know your place, Witcher.
Yeah, as you can see, people react a lot to us here. And I don't remember if it's because we decided that in Temple Vyzima people just tried not to notice things that can be dangerous, and Geralt looks pretty dangerous. So in Temple Vyzima people just react when we click on them, but here in the trade quarter people react when they see us, because we are really out of place in this better part of town. But it might also be that we learned how to use these reactions only while doing the third chapter. Where is Triss? We must have missed her. She's probably somewhere here downstairs. Yes. Okay. So as you can see, this outfit, it's more in line with the books, because she has like no décolletage, and she said, I will never be wearing a low-cut dress again. And although she does, because this battle dress is ridiculously low-cut, we talked a lot with the artists, and we decided to do a second model of Triss for social situations. And as you can see, this dress is sexy because sorcerers like to dress to be noticed, but it covers the décolletage.
I placed the sensors as you asked.
I know. As soon as you did, I scanned all of Vyzima and found the source of the anomaly.
Where?
A boy named Alvin at St. Lebioda's hospital.
How can a child be the source?
You've forgotten everything? He must have immense powers. Elder blood must course through his veins.
Elder blood?
The gift of Lara. We must rein in Alvin's destructive abilities. Hurry, fetch him from the hospital.
I'll see what I can do. Will they let me take him?
Not readily. Your friend Shawnee refuses to hand him over. She has no idea what the entire city faces if he spins out of control. I don't know how to talk to her. She's your friend. Settle it with her. I'd be grateful. One more thing. Children of Elder Blood attract creatures from the beyond. Ghosts and specters. You might find this scroll useful.
So, yeah. One of the most interesting or polarizing choices is looming on the horizon. Because sooner or later we will have to decide whether we want to give the boy Alvin to Triss or to Shani, and it's interconnected with like the romance plot. And so that's one thing. And the other thing, people are discussing a lot about Alvin and how could he be Elder Blood, because only girls manifest the Lara's genes. So I would like to talk briefly about it. And first of all, when you look at how Sapkowski writes his books, he changes his mind pretty often, or he expands on what he had written. Like he uses something because it's good for the story, it makes an interesting story, and later when he finds a way to subvert it, to make the story even more interesting, he doesn't really hesitate. He just changes stuff or says, actually, you don't know the whole truth, or that was, just something I made up, like the girl's codex. In the first short stories, Geralt is I have this codex, there is this witcher's codex, and later on he says, I just invented it because I needed some framework, but there is no official codex. So that's one thing. We thought that it would make a good story if the boy had these magical abilities that somehow mirrors what Ciri has. And on the other hand, is it really the Elder Blood? Is it really the same, biologically, the same genes as Ciri has? I am not sure, because if the real biology, the real genetics, they are very messy, and when you look at the animal kingdom or at Homo sapiens as a species, you can see that the same traits sometimes manifest in many ways based on different gene sets, like the ability to lighter skin was developed in Homo sapiens at least 2 times in different parts of the world using different genes because the environment demanded so. And so I think this might be similar, but that's my fan theory. This might be similar here if people in this world if they have the potential as a species for messing with time and space. This potential may be realized in this magical field that's here, I imagine. And this potential can be manifested many times using slightly different genes. So I don't know if Alvin has the same gene set as Ciri, if they are connected by a common relative or not. But from the point of view of people in this world, he has abilities that somehow mirrors or a variation of what Ciri had, and that's why he's interested and why he's precious to some or important to some, because he can be used, and Ciri is not here, so second best.
I'll see you later.
Okay, but I think we will not be going to talk to Shani, not yet, because I'm not ready to face this choice so early in the game. We will go to the inn. We will go to the inn because there is this fancy dinner happening there, and maybe we'll meet someone important or interesting. As you can see, this inn looks totally different than the hairy bear in Temple Quarter. Oh, yeah, and we have no space for... Okay, we'll drop some books. And we'll see what needs to be done. Wyvern contract, because the meat is needed in the inn. A ghoul contract. The ghoul contract was issued by Burgermeister Velerat, and Velerat is a character from the original The Witcher story, the first story about Princess Ada and King Foltest. So a character we know from books, and who knows us. And we can see that probably there is a Kikimor problem here in Vyzima. That's interesting. I guess we'll learn more about it at night. Fladders. Okay. Cockatrice. Another cockatrice. 5 cockatrice feathers. So we'll probably have more. The first cockatrice we've met was sort of a mini boss, and now they will be just a common enemy, I guess. Graveir. And Archespore. Okay, so a lot new stuff to do. And let's go into the inn. The posh one. A posh one, but people are still fighting here, and we will probably have some dice to play. We are just looking around, seeing who's there. Oh, Dandelion, our old friend.
Geralt, I'm glad you're here.
I'm not in the mood for music, Dandelion. We'll talk later.
Geralt, I promised to perform for all these people and I don't have my lute.
Then you have a problem.
Geralt.
What happened to your lute?
Long story. Tell you over a drink?
Okay. So let's have a drink with our old friend. I hope we'll survive it. Oh, I forgot that he's a heavy drinker. And we we don't have anything else to drink, I guess. That's unfortunate.
Don't be ridiculous, Geralt.
Okay. Yeah. I don't like being drunk in the game. We'll have to try again.
You're most welcome.
Greetings.
Can I help you?
I need rest. Got a room?
Yes, 5 orens.
Okay, so I think I think we'll be finishing here, but first we have some talents to distribute. So let's do it. Okay, and we'll meditate 1 hour. And I plan to buy some new alcohol, some more alcohol, and learn what is it about the loot. But I don't really have money. I'm not sure if we might need to go and just, kill some monsters. But first of all, let's use this chest feature and
Can I help you?
And just hide some of our stuff that we won't be probably using much. Oh, I had some meat. There's a lot of food I could eat. I should be selling all of this, but I'm not really in mood for that. So we'll just talk a bit with the innkeeper and maybe we'll be finishing for today.
Greetings.
Can I help you?
I'm here about the notice.
Yes, the wyvern meat. You have 3 pieces?
Not yet.
No rush.
Okay.
Be with you in a minute.
Okay. Can we afford a beer? Yes, we can afford a beer. So let's go. Let's spend all our money on alcohol and try to learn what's about the loot. Because that's what a true witcher would do. Get plastered with his friend.
What's so special about this loot?
It's the one I got from Teruviel in the Valley of Flowers. Remember?
Yeah, that's from the books, from the short stories.
Who's Teruviel?
The she-elf from the Blue Mountains. You did quite a number on her nose when you two first met.
Where is she now?
I heard she joined the Scoia'tael. I wonder if she's still alive.
In the Valley of Flowers?
I even wrote a ballad about that, where the devil says goodnight. I'll be singing it today.
I don't recall.
But to get this quest, I will have to drink with him. So let's get it over with.
Nonsense.
It's usually 3 or 5, so I'm hoping this is 5 pieces of alcohol. No. Oh my god, maybe he wants something stronger to drink. Oh, this is a nuisance. I'll give him a potion. Let's see what will happen.
Don't be ridiculous, Geralt.
Yeah. Like the things you do for friendship. But we won't be progressing this quest today because we are drunk again. I'm worrying about your habits, Geralt.
Greetings.
Can I help you?
Yeah, but I don't have money for any room, so thanks.
Farewell.
Okay. What can we do now? Probably we can go back to Triss and take a rest.
Geralt.
How did you get in the trade quarter?
Personal charm and fame open a lot of doors.
I doubt city guards appreciate poetry.
Geralt, you know so little. I approached a wealthy merchant whose daughter studied lute under me. With all the right contacts, he obtained a pass for me, thus demonstrating his appreciation for art. Sadly, we're no longer friends.
Okay. So we as you can see, the dialogue auto-triggered, and that's probably because we needed the player to meet Jaskier or Dandelion here when he first time visited. Looking back, I don't really appreciate this drinking mechanics. First, we are forcing people to drink. Not everyone likes that or needs that in their life. And secondly, as you can see, when you spend all your money on alcohol, you don't have to stumble drunkly through the streets to your sort of not girlfriend's house to sober up, which is pretty humiliating, I think. But, you know, this is the Witcher's life. So we'll be stumbling drunkly in the rain-soaked trade quarter of Vyzima, appreciating the architecture. Very different styles. Those are merchant houses with those big attics for storing things away from the mice. And some newer houses, like built with new money, more fancy with those fancy architectural features. So that's how it is here, this better part of town. Okay, so let's just go and rest our weary bones. Yeah, hide your women, you know that. You may say that this is a stereotype from the books, that the witches are just, you know, they are always randy and... but, you know, Geralt, you've played with me those first two chapters, and you can see that Geralt really is sort of... sort of overly interested in the fairer sex. Where is Triss? Because I really need a place to rest. And none of those fireplaces are clickable. I must say that this part is really annoying. I mean, most of the game I can live with, and I think the design, well, it's retro. Oh god, we are sobering up. That the design is retro, but it's not annoying, and this part it is annoying. But yeah, Triss is not here. We have to regroup. So I think we'll be finishing for today. I'm saving the game. And in the next episode, we'll try to get to this fancy party at New Nara Court. Maybe we'll kill some monsters. Maybe we'll visit Shani and talk about Alvin a bit. We will see. And we'll be dipping our finger in the politics and intrigue of the third chapter of The Witcher. And that's everything for today. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. See you next time.